Welcome to the Checkout Point, your quick dive into this week's e-commerce buzz with me, Alex, powered by Blicket. These 20 minutes pack the latest trends, news, and insights. Let's navigate the digital marketplace together. Ready? Let's go!
Hello, and welcome back to The Checkout Point, your go-to podcast for the latest in e-commerce news and trends, brought to you by Blicket.co. I'm your host, Max, and I'm thrilled to have you joining us for what promises to be another enlightening edition specifically tailored for all you e-commerce marketers, managers, and founders out there. We're diving into week number 2 of our e-commerce expedition, and have we got a lineup for you? First up, we're delving deep into a topic that affects every one of us, the Postal Service. With recent updates on resumed services to Canada, it's crucial to understand the underpinnings of these changes and how they impact everything from your personal letters to business shipments. Next, we're turning our spotlight to Amazon. There's a fresh twist on Prime discounts that's stirring the pot across the retail scene. We'll unpack what this means for you, whether you're selling, buying, or just keeping an eye on the e-commerce pulse. Then, prepare to be amazed as we explore the intersection of technology and retail. From 3D imaging and luggage shopping to innovations in sustainable packaging, we're covering ground on how key players like Samsonite and Amazon are setting trends that could redefine consumer engagement. Ever wondered about the complexities of online returns? Well, wonder no more. We'll be diving into the return policies riddled with intricate issues and the surprising economic impacts they carry along. And finally, we'll tackle a sticky situation for Sunshine Honey, a small business in a big e-commerce puzzle. Facing challenges with trademarks in the digital marketplace, their story sheds light on broader e-commerce regulations and the pressing need for a balanced playing field. Make sure you stick around for some thrilling insights into these topics and more. It's all geared towards making your e-commerce journey smarter and more successful. Let's get started. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that might seem ordinary at first glance, but is profoundly impactful in our everyday lives: the Postal Service and the recent changes it's undergoing. Think about it. Receiving mail is a part of our daily routine, a link that connects us to the broader world through letters, packages, and yes, even those birthday cards from Grandma. Now, let's talk about some significant updates from the United States Postal Service, or USPS, regarding service to and from Canada. After a brief cessation, the USPS announced it would resume mail services to Canada on January 6th. This decision comes as a relief to many who rely on cross-border mail for business or personal communication. But why was there a pause in the first place? While the specifics were not elaborately provided, changes like these are often a response to logistical, political, or health-related challenges. On the flip side, there's talk about a potential suspension of mail services on January 9th for a day of mourning. This brings up an interesting point about how national events can impact even our seemingly routine mail service. It's not just about pausing services. It's a recognition of significant cultural or national events, showing respect and solidarity. So, why should we care about these changes? Well, they reflect the flexibility and responsiveness of postal services to adapt to external situations, whether they are international relations, national mourning, or even global health issues. It's a reminder that the systems we sometimes take for granted are made up of people making decisions in response to the world around them. Moreover, these changes impact small businesses that depend on reliable shipping schedules to receive supplies and send products, or individuals waiting for essential documents. Think about a small online business that sells handmade goods. Delays or unpredictability in shipping can affect their customer satisfaction and overall operations. These moments, resuming service or pausing it for a day of mourning, tell a bigger story about our interconnectedness and the delicate balance of our daily routines with broader societal events. It's amazing to think about how a piece of mail travels through various hands, across borders, and sometimes pauses, all before landing in our mailbox. In conclusion, changes in shipping services, while they may seem minor, can have ripple effects across communities and industries. They show us how connected and interdependent our lives are, not just locally, but globally. So, next time you pick up your mail, take a moment to think about the journey it's been on, the decisions that guided its route, and the people behind the scenes, making it all happen. Wasn't that a beautiful thought? Tune in for more stories that connect the dots in our ever-changing world. Engage your curiosity caps, folks, as today we're diving into the depths of Amazon's latest strategy maneuver involving its Prime discounts. It's a topic that might seem straightforward at first glance, altering how discounts work. But as we peel back the layers, we uncover a saga that impacts not only the giant that is Amazon, but also millions of sellers and even more consumers. Let's get into the crux of the matter. Amazon has decided to make Prime exclusive discounts tougher to access. But why, you might wonder, would a retail behemoth, known for customer-centric values, choose a path that seems to complicate the shopping experience? The answer lies in a delicate dance of business strategy and the pursuit of sustainability. First, consider the perspective of Amazon. By tightening the reins on these discounts, Amazon might be aiming to achieve a more sustainable business model. Discounts, while attractive and customer-drawing, are not always beneficial in the long run. They can potentially undercut profit margins and create an unsustainable expectation among shoppers. Amazon's decision could be an attempt to balance customer loyalty with financial health, a crucial equilibrium for any business. But there's another layer: the impact on sellers. Many small and medium-sized businesses thrive on the Amazon platform, and Prime discounts are a significant way they can compete against bigger brands. By making these discounts less accessible, some sellers fear it could stifle their visibility and sales. It's a valid concern. Visibility in the vast ocean of Amazon's marketplace is critical. Now, let's talk about you and me, the consumers. How does this affect our shopping experience? Initially, this might mean fewer instant deals and perhaps a bit more hunting around for that sweet saving spot. It might make us pause and ponder whether a Prime membership is as shiny as it once seemed if our favorite discounts are harder to snag. Yet, it's also possible that this move could foster a more thoughtful way of shopping. Rather than impulse buys driven by flashy discounts, we might see consumers making more considered purchases. Furthermore, as we muse on this development, it's interesting to speculate how other major players in the retail space might respond. Could this be the beginning of a trend where traditional discounts are phased out in favor of other incentives? Or will competitors double down on discounts to capture disenchanted Amazon shoppers? In essence, while this change by Amazon might seem small in isolation, it's a powerful example of how a single strategic decision can ripple across the entire ecosystem of e-commerce, from the big-time seller to the everyday buyer. It invites a broader conversation about the values we prioritize in our shopping habits and the types of business models that will define the future of retail. As we move forward, let's keep a keen eye on how these strategies evolve and what they spell out not just for mega corporations like Amazon, but for all stakeholders in the colossal and ever-dynamic marketplace. Time will tell whether this move is a masterstroke or a misstep in the intricate dance of e-commerce. Today, let's dive into the inventive world of digital commerce innovations, a realm where technology meets shopping, creating an experience unlike any other. Take Samsonite, for example. This iconic luggage brand is revolutionizing the way we shop for travel bags and accessories. They're introducing 3D images and augmented reality, or AR, into their online shopping experience. Imagine being able to view a suitcase from every angle, perhaps even seeing how it fits inside an airplane's overhead compartment, all from the comfort of your living room. It's a groundbreaking approach, transforming not just how we see the product, but how we connect with it, possibly making us feel more confident in our purchases. Now, engaging with customers and implementing their feedback is key in any business. But how does that play out in the expansive universe of digital commerce? US Foods serves as a stellar example here. As a leading food company, they're putting a strong focus on growing their e-commerce through active customer engagement. This means taking what customers say online seriously, using their suggestions to tweak and improve the shopping experience. It's about creating a platform that feels like it's built for you, with personalized recommendations and a tailored interface. It's a dynamic interaction, almost as if the website learns and evolves with its users. Switching gears slightly, let's look at packaging, a crucial aspect often overlooked in the e-commerce journey. Amazon is setting the pace here. In their continuous efforts to be more sustainable, Amazon is increasing the recycled content in their device packaging and reducing the use of inks. This shift not only impacts the environmental footprint of packaging, but also sets a new standard in the industry. Think about the ripple effect this can have. When a giant like Amazon takes such steps, it encourages other companies to rethink their packaging strategies. Here we have an example of how innovation in digital commerce doesn't just stop at making shopping easier or more engaging, but also extends to making it more responsible. These examples from Samsonite, US Foods, and Amazon demonstrate the rich tapestry of digital commerce innovations, from enhancing how we visually interact with products to refining customer relations and rethinking the environmental impact of packaging. Each of these companies is redefining the boundaries of what e-commerce can be. It's inspiring to see how innovations can lead to a shopping experience that's not only simpler and more personalized, but also environmentally conscious and deeply connected to customer feedback. As we wrap up, it's clear that the world of digital commerce is not just about buying and selling, but about creating an experience that's immersive, responsive, and thoughtful. These companies are setting stages for a future where technology and human-centric strategies create a more engaging shopping journey. And just think, this is only the tip of the iceberg. Who knows what innovations tomorrow may bring? Imagine this. You buy something online, perhaps a new gadget you've been eyeing for weeks, or that pair of sneakers you can't wait to show off. Now imagine, due to no fault of your own, what you received isn't what you ordered, or maybe you just changed your mind. You decide to return it. Sounds simple, right? Well, not exactly. Behind that easy return button on your screen lies a complex, often frustrating world of e-commerce returns that is more tangled than you might think. And it's costing retailers a staggering $103 billion in fraudulent claims and returns. Let's dive into what fraudulent claims really mean. This isn't just about someone dishonestly saying their perfectly fine item was broken to get a refund, though that's part of it. It also includes more complex scams where fraudsters manipulate return policies to make money. Picture this. Someone buys a product, uses it for a while, then returns it claiming it's faulty. Or worse yet, they replace the new item with an old or broken one and return it. Shops then lose twice. They refund the fraudster and can't resell the returned item. Now, fraudulent returns are just one piece of the puzzle. Let's flip the script and look at another issue: delivery workers' rights. You might be surprised to learn this, but recently, a renowned retailer, let's call it Big Store, reportedly made its delivery workers pay fees just to access their own hard-earned wages. Think about it. After spending hours on the road, delivering everything from groceries to electronics, these workers had to shell out money just to get the wages they had already earned. It really makes you wonder about the fairness and ethics behind the shiny, convenient facade of our online shopping carts. So, why does all this matter to us as consumers and members of a broader social community? First, understanding the challenges faced by both the retailers and their employees helps us be more informed and empathetic. When consumers abuse return policies, it isn't just a store problem. It impacts prices, employee wages, and the entire economic ecosystem around retail. As for the delivery workers' plight, it's a sharp reminder of the human cost that can come attached to our convenience. It urges us to think critically about how we shop and whom it affects. Moreover, the financial losses from these fraudulent returns and unjust employee practices could lead to higher prices for customers, fewer jobs, and lower wages for workers. It's a domino effect that can eventually hit us right back in our wallets. So next time you click Purchase on your favorite online store, remember the complex world behind each transaction. From return fraud to the workers ensuring our orders reach us safely, each aspect of e-commerce comes with its own set of challenges. By being aware and making ethical choices, we can all contribute to a more just and fair shopping environment. Just something to think about as you navigate your digital shopping carts, perhaps towards a more conscious buying decision. And remember, a small change in how we shop can make a big difference in many lives, perhaps even our own. Picture this. Imagine a small business. Let's call it Sunshine Honey. It's a quaint little shop nestled in the heart of a bustling farmer's market, famous for its delicious, sticky sweet honey rightly known as golden drops. But here's where things get interesting. When Sunshine Honey decides to expand its reach via an online marketplace, the word golden suddenly becomes a huge stumbling block. Why? Because in the complex web of e-commerce laws and regulations, golden might already be flagged as a trademark by a much larger company for their line of products. This peculiar situation sets the stage for a multi-layered debate in e-commerce regulatory changes and standards. It showcases a growing tension between small businesses trying to navigate the online jungle and the regulatory frameworks they must adhere to. On one side, we have marketplace policies that prevent the use of certain generic words in product names or descriptions if those words have been trademarked. On the other side, small businesses argue that some of these words are too common to be enforced so strictly because this would limit their ability to describe and market their products accurately. E-commerce platforms have a significant role in this balancing act. They're not just passive spaces where products are listed and sold. They're also gatekeepers of trademark laws and regulations. They have systems in place designed to flag and block listings that might infringe on trademark rights. The intent here is to avoid legal battles and to maintain a fair playing field for all sellers. However, the question emerges, is it always fair? Often, the enforcement of these policies can seem like a David versus Goliath battle, where smaller entities might feel overpowered by much larger ones who have the resources to trademark common descriptive words. Consider the broader implications of this scenario. What does it mean for competition and innovation? When new or small businesses find themselves restricted by what words they can use, might we see a stifling of creativity? Could the variety and complexity that comes with niche products diminish as companies strive to avoid potential legal tussles by simplifying their language to the bare minimum, potentially diluting the richness of their product descriptions and the brand stories they want to tell? But let's spin the lens back around and view this from the perspective of consumer protection. These regulations and standards aren't just bureaucratic tape spun around to complicate the life of the small business owner. They also serve to protect us, the consumers, from being misled or confused. Trademarking common words can help prevent deception, ensuring that when someone buys a product named Golden, they're getting the quality and the specific product they expect linked to that name, which has ideally built its reputation over much time and through considerable effort. So, as we stand here in the swirling center of this debate, what should be the guiding principles moving forward? Perhaps it's about finding that golden balance, no pun intended, between protecting business integrity and trademarks on the one hand, and fostering an environment where small businesses can thrive and compete without feeling muscled out by those with deeper pockets. How do we make sure the marketplace remains both fair and fertile? That's a question not just for the regulators and the big corporations, but for all of us, consumers, entrepreneurs, and citizens, as the answers will shape the future landscape of e-commerce. As we wrap up this segment, keep pondering on this balance. How do we continue to cultivate a fair, competitive, and innovative online marketplace for everyone? What changes or improvements would you like to see to make this digital marketplace a better platform for both sellers and buyers? Remember, every small shift in these regulations can represent a huge pivot in how we interact with the online shopping world. Let's stay informed and engaged, because as much as e-commerce seems like a marketplace battle, it's our shopping carts that often decide the outcome of the game. And that's a wrap for today's episode of The Checkout Point by Blicket.co. Thanks for tuning in to gather the latest scoop in e-commerce trends, news, and strategies. This was the e-commerce lowdown for week number 2. Today, we navigated through a variety of impactful stories, from the United States Postal Service's resumed mail services, to Canada and its deeper societal implications, to Amazon's intricate Prime discount changes, which have rippling effects across the retail sector. We also explored cutting-edge digital commerce innovations, like Samsonite's use of 3D imaging and AR, and dove into the complexities behind e-commerce returns and the staggering costs associated with fraudulent claims. Moreover, we tackled the challenges a small business like Sunshine Honey faced in navigating e-commerce regulations and trademarks, sparking a conversation about fairness and innovation in the digital marketplace. Remember, the world of e-commerce is ever evolving, and staying informed is key. Be sure to tune in for next week's episode of The Checkout Point to catch up on the latest in e-commerce trends, news, and strategies. Don't forget to visit Blicket.co for more insightful resources and information. Have a fantastic week, and keep navigating the digital space smartly.